Chris here with Diode Dynamics. Today we're going to be showing you how to install the ditch light brackets on our 3rd gen Toyota Tacoma with the SS3 LED Pods using basic hand tools. Let's get started. The first part of our installation, we're going to go ahead and pop open the hood, then we're going to grab ourselves some masking tape. That way we can mark the location of the hood hinges and then mask off the edge of the hood to prevent any scratches to the paint. After you've got all your points marked out with tape, you can go ahead and grab your bracket, and it's important to note that the platform for the bracket is going to point towards the outside of the car. So we're going to go ahead and set that down somewhere close by, and then we're going to get ready to take your 12mm ratchet with the socket and then take these 2 bolts off. Once you've got both of those 12mm bolts broken loose, you're going to go ahead and make sure that you have your hand on the back of the hood so that it doesn't slide towards the windshield. If you have a friend with you, this would be the time to have them stand up front and hold the front of the hood up, but if you don't, it is doable with just one person. You just have to be careful. Now that we have both of our bolts out, all of our points are marked, and we have the hood supported, we're going to go ahead and grab our bracket and then install it with the 2 bolts that we took out. Now when you're actually installing your bracket, you want to make sure that you hold your hood hinge flat to the hood, and then you're going to put the bracket over the hood hinge before installing the 2 12mm bolts. Once you have your bracket installed on the hood hinge and your bolts in place, you're going to go ahead and adjust your bracket so that there's a small gap between the back of the hood and the bracket, and that your side of your bracket is sitting up against the side of the hood hinge. Once you've made sure that you've got your gap correct on the back of the hood, you're going to go ahead and take your hood and you're going to actually position it so that the tape lines up with the hinge how you marked it before you took it off. So for the purpose of installing our SS3 LED pod, we're going to go ahead and use our universal bracket with the hardware that's included. Now it's going to be a little bit easier to install this bracket onto our ditch light bracket before we actually install the pod, rather than installing this onto the pod and then both of those onto this bracket. Once you have your universal bracket installed onto the ditch light bracket with your bolt, you're going to move it over to make sure you have enough room underneath of it, and then you're going to install your flat washer, then your lock washer, and then you're going to install that nut to secure it from underneath. Now we're going to go ahead and take our supplied nuts and insert those into the back of the work light housing before we install them on the vehicle. Next we're going to go ahead and take our SS3 and put that on the bracket, making sure not to let any of the nuts fall out of there, and then we're going to install our supplied hardware into the side. Once you have everything installed on the vehicle, you can go ahead and aim your pod, tighten down the sides, and then remove the tape before moving over to the other side and repeating the steps to finish your installation. With our new ditch light brackets for our SS3 LED pods installed on your Toyota Tacoma, not only will you have a unique off-road look, but you'll also have significant light added whenever and wherever you want it. One of the nice things about these brackets is that they're made out of thick gauge stainless steel, meaning that it's built to last and you have enough room between the hood and the bracket so that there's no rubbing, as well as having the ability to access the engine bay without hitting the windshield. If you want to pick up an SS3 ditch light bracket kit for your 3rd gen Tacoma or any of our other products, feel free to click the link below or visit our dealer locator tool to find a dealer near you. Thanks for watching.